Days of Our Lives spoilers. Shawn Brady's shocking death revealed the gangland shootout that changes Salem forever. Welcome back to NBC News Channel. Today we will learn about the devastating reason why Shawn Brady was killed in a brutal gangland shootout that leaves Salem reeling. As Days of Our Lives delivers one of its most heartbreaking storylines with police confrontations, tragic gunfire, and emotional fallout that will test the bonds of family and love. The teaser that shook Salem. A preview of coming tragedy. Days of Our Lives recently dropped a chilling teaser video that offers fans a glimpse into the intense drama unfolding over the next several months, building suspense around high-stakes action sequences and life-altering confrontations. Among the most alarming previews is a tense police standoff that spirals into chaos, highlighting the dangers faced by Salem's law enforcement officers in their fight against rising criminal elements. This footage sets the stage for Shawn Brady's fatal encounter, showing how a routine intervention turns deadly due to split-second decisions amid escalating violence. The teaser captures raw tension in the air, with flashing police lights cutting through the night and urgent shouts echoing as officers move in on suspects. Viewers catch glimpses of familiar faces thrust into peril, underscoring the theme that no one in Salem is truly safe when gangs clash with the law. This promotional material not only heightens anticipation, but also foreshadows the profound impact Shawn's death will have on the Brady family legacy and the entire community. Liam Seleo, wrong place, wrong time in gang territory. Liam Seleo, portrayed by Hank Northrup, has been skating on thin ice with Salem's authorities for some time, his involvement in petty crimes and shady associations drawing constant scrutiny. Mayor Abe Carver, played by James Reynolds, issues a stern warning after Liam reports his stolen wallet, urging him to steer clear of further trouble and make better life choices to avoid deeper entanglement with the criminal underworld. Despite this advice, Liam gravitates toward the wrong crowd, positioning himself at the epicenter of the gangland shootout that claimed Shawn's life. Even if Liam doesn't actively participate in the crimes unfolding, his mere presence among the gang members seals his role as a witness to the horror. When police arrive, Liam throws his hands up in surrender, his face a mask of confusion and fear as the situation detonates around him. This moment marks the beginning of the confrontation, where Liam's poor decisions indirectly contribute to the chain of events leading to Shawn's tragic end. Deveraux takes command, the officer in the line of fire. In the teaser clip, Deveraux, brought to life by Casey Moss, barks orders off-screen, commanding suspects to freeze while clearly identifying himself as police. Liam stands directly behind JJ, his bewildered expression capturing the shock of the sudden raid. What starts as a standard takedown quickly escalates, transforming a potential arrest into a deadly firefight that exposes the volatile nature of gang operations in Salem. JJ's authoritative presence represents the thin blue line protecting the town, but the odds stack against the officers as tensions boil over. His quick actions highlight his training and dedication, yet they also position him perilously close to the violence that ultimately takes Shawn down. This sequence in the teaser builds dread, showing how professional protocol crumbles under the pressure of armed chaos. Shawn Brady's final stand, the gunfire that seals his fate. The heart-wrenching climax of the teaser features Shawn Brady, played by Brandon Beamer, drawing his weapon and firing into the fray before disaster strikes him. Caught in the crossfire of the gangland shootout, Shawn takes one or more bullets, collapsing to the ground as the scene erupts in pandemonium. This is the pivotal moment revealing why Shawn was killed. His heroic attempt to neutralize the threat during the raid backfires when gang members return fire with lethal precision, exploiting the confusion to target the officers. Shawn hits the pavement hard, his body going still amid the ringing gunfire and shouts, setting off a desperate scramble for survival. The reason for his death boils down to being in the hottest zone of the confrontation, where his duty to protect civilians and fellow officers overrides personal safety. This sacrifice underscores Shawn's character as a brave cop who always puts Salem first, even at the ultimate cost. Desperate rescue efforts, JJ fights to save his comrade. In the immediate aftermath, Deveraux springs into action, frantically radioing for an ambulance while applying pressure to Shawn's wounds, his face etched with determination and grief. Every second counts as JJ battles to keep Shawn alive long enough for medical help to arrive, coordinating with backup and securing the scene amid lingering threats from the gang. Despite his heroic efforts, the severity of Shawn's injuries proves too grave, confirming the tragic inevitability of his death. The ambulance races through Salem streets, sirens blaring, as paramedics rush Shawn toward the hospital for what would be futile emergency surgery to repair the devastating gunshot damage. This sequence amplifies the realism of police work's dangers, showing the raw human cost when gang violence intersects with law enforcement. Belle Black's heartbreak, complicated love in crisis. Belle Black, portrayed by Martha Madison, faces unimaginable pain as Shawn fights for his life, their shared history amplifying the torment. Though exes, Belle and Shawn have always occupied a unique space in each other's hearts, marked by passion, forgiveness, and unbreakable connection from their younger days. Watching helplessly by his bedside plunges Belle into emotional turmoil, stirring memories of their wedding, their daughter Claire, and the paths that led them apart yet never fully severed their bond. Complicated emotions surge through Belle regret over unresolved issues, fear of permanent loss, and a rekindled love that defies logic. Shawn's critical condition, whether slipping into a coma or facing the operating table, forces Belle to confront what remains between them, potentially leading to confessions that reshape her future. Aftermath and legacy. Salem mourns a fallen hero. Shawn's death reverberates through Salem, leaving his family, Beau and Hope's legacy, and the entire Brady clan in profound mourning. The gangland shootout not only claims a dedicated officer, but exposes vulnerabilities in Salem's fight against crime, prompting calls for better resources and gang intervention programs. Liam's witness account could lead to arrests, but nothing erases the void left by Shawn. Belle grapples with widow-like grief despite their past, while JJ carries survivors' guilt, vowing to honor Shawn by intensifying the crackdown on gangs. This storyline cements Shawn's heroic end, ensuring his memory endures as a symbol of sacrifice in Days of Our Lives' tapestry of drama. Stay tuned as the show explores the ripple effects of this loss. Part 2, Thanksgiving in Salem, takes a somber turn: heartache, secrets, and a family trying to hold on. Thursday, November 27, 2025. Today's episode of Days of Our Lives delivers one of the most emotional Thanksgiving installments in recent memory. While the holiday is unfolding in homes across Salem, joy and gratitude are not evenly shared. Some families gather closely, trying to preserve tradition despite fear and uncertainty. Others face heartbreak they never expected to confront on a day meant for celebration. Although Thanksgiving typically serves as a comforting pause in the town's ongoing trials, this year is different. It is quieter, heavier, weighted with a sense of fragility. And for several Salem families, the holiday brings not celebration but the need to cling tightly to one another. Belle brings Thanksgiving to Marlena's hospital room. One of the most touching moments of the day comes when Belle arrives at the hospital carrying a tray of carefully packed Thanksgiving dishes. Marlene, still recovering, tries to smile as Belle enters the room. The gesture reflects a mother-daughter bond that has endured decades of loss, danger, joy, and healing. Belle gently explains that she and the family decided there was no way Marlene would spend Thanksgiving alone. So instead of gathering at home or at the pub, they bundled up their meal and brought the celebration to her bedside. The hospital room, normally quiet, sterile, and filled with the weight of uncertainties, on a soft glow as Belle sets out the dishes. The familiar sense of stuffing, turkey, and warm rolls drift through the air. Marlena's eyes glisten with gratitude. Even in the bleakest moments, she is reminded that family stands together. But beneath Belle's smile lies worrying. She is carrying a heavy burden she and Brady have agreed not to place on Marlene until she has fully recovered. For now, the day must be gentle, calm, a blessing, even if a fragile one. Brady returns home and Tate's worries spill out. Back at the penthouse, Tate anxiously waits for his father. When Brady finally walks through the door, Tate immediately asks the question he has been holding on to all night. "Where were you?" Tate is more upset than Brady expected. It has been a long night for everyone, but Tate's expression shows something to pair a mix of fear and confusion. Brady explains that his phone battery died, but he assures Tate that Marlene is stable. That part, at least, is good news. But Tate quickly notices something else. His father's face carries a heaviness he cannot hide. "Marlena's okay," Brady says softly, but Rachel isn't. Rachel's condition takes a devastating turn. Brady sits his son down, choosing his words carefully, but there is no gentle way to break news like this. He tells Tate that Rachel has been admitted to the psychiatric ward after a severe mental health crisis. Her condition deteriorated far faster than anyone had expected. And because of the seriousness of her symptoms, the doctors are preparing to transfer her to Bayview. Tate is stunned. His little sister Fury, unpredictable, impulsive, has always been a complicated child, but seeing her fall apart so drastically is beyond anything he imagined. He shakes his head as though trying to clear it. Rachel. In the psychiatric ward? Dad, how bad is she? Brady swallows hard. He is tired, worn down, and holding back his own grief. It's worse than we realized, he admits. But he doesn't tell Tate everything yet. Not the worst details, the frightening moments, the confession Rachel made before collapsing, or the fear in the doctor's eyes as they worked to stabilize her. Brady knows Tate deserves the truth, but this is not the moment to drown him in it. It is Thanksgiving, and his son is already overwhelmed. A Thanksgiving visit filled with secrets. Brady tells Tate that they will be spending the holiday at the hospital sharing Thanksgiving with Marlene and Belle. It is not the celebration anyone planned, but this year, family solidarity matters more than tradition. Then he adds something that surprises Tate. We're going to visit Rachel too. Quietly, without telling Marlene. Tate blinks. Why can't we tell her? And here lies the painful divide of the day. Brady explains that he and Belle agreed it is too dangerous to burden Marlene with the truth right now. She is still healing, still fragile. Any upsetting news could set back her recovery or even endanger her life. So instead, they will tell Marlene only that Rachel is not feeling well. Not that she's been hospitalized. Not that she's being transferred to Bayview. Not that her emotional state is rapidly deteriorating. Belle and Brady both know Marlene would insist on helping, but she simply cannot. Not yet. So the truth must be tucked away, quietly, like a sealed envelope waiting for the right moment to be opened. Tate nods slowly, but the weight of the secret clearly troubles him. Thanksgiving, a day meant for family unity, now becomes a day of carefully constructed silence. At the same time, Alex faces an unexpected mystery. Elsewhere in Salem, not everyone is dealing with heartbreak, but confusion finds its way into the holiday regardless. Alex, sorting through his morning mail, stumbles across a letter addressed to Stephanie. It appears to be from a fanful of dramatic praise, emotional rambling, and an odd mix of admiration and obsession. But something about it feels wrong. The tone is strange. The wording is unsettling. And while Stephanie shrugs it off as nothing more than an overzealous admirer, Alex can't help but feel unsettled. Salem has taught him that innocuous things sometimes hide dangerous secrets. Most people might overlook a strange letter on Thanksgiving. Alex, however, has learned better. And with danger swirling through town from Rachel's collapse to the Deveraux mysterious, more unsettling warning may be exactly the thing no one should ignore. The Bradas gather at the pub, holding on to tradition through tears. Across town, the Brady family gathers at the pub, attempting to hold on 2 decades of tradition. There is comfort in the familiar wooden tables, the clattering of dishes, and the warm glow of holiday lights. But something is missing. Laughter is softer. Conversations quieter. Everyone feels the ripple of what the Black Brady family is enduring at the hospital. Still, they try. They lift their glasses. They remember blessings. They take comfort in the simple act of being together. Holidays, after all, are not always joyful, but they are always a reminder of what matters. A Thanksgiving marked by worrying, hope, and the fragile threads of family. This Thanksgiving in Salem is unlike any other in recent history, subdued, filled with quiet heartbreak, and overshadowed by uncertainty. Belle brings love to Marlene's bedside, even while holding a secret she dreads. Brady struggles to be strong for both of his children. Tate's world is shaken as he faces the reality of his sister's illness. The Bradas cling to tradition, even as they worry about their loved ones. And across town, unexpected hints of trouble begin to surface once again. Thanksgiving is usually a moment of gratitude, of warmth, of togetherness. But for Salem in 2025, it becomes something else entirely. A day of courage. A day of holding on. A day of loving one another through the storm.